Hello, and welcome to our car dealership database application demo. We are section 853, Group B. My name is Emily Pham, and I will be walking us through the preliminary overview of our database application. First and foremost, the goal of our database management system is to significantly improve the way that you, the car dealership, operate your systems on a day-to-day basis. Our aim is to maximize efficiency and simplify routine tasks with a primary focus on four things: sales management, service scheduling and tracking, real-time sales insight, and, most importantly, priority customer relationship management, also known as CRM. Having said that, we've built the model of our application around these four goals. 1. We offer sales management by allowing you to track your active inventory, manage your purchase history, and even generate detailed sales invoices. 2. We offer service scheduling and tracking by allowing you to log service appointments and monitor the complete service history for every vehicle that comes in and out of your dealership. 3. We offer the ability to obtain detailed insight into your sales by allowing you to input your data in real time, thereby making it so that you could determine the vehicle statistics of your dealership, filtered by car make, model, year, and date range. 4. And, most importantly, our application helps to encourage and augment your customer relationship management by maintaining detailed customer profiles, which include stored contact information, purchase history, and service records. Our application also allows its users to access past customer interactions, which can help to provide personalized service and anticipate specific customer needs. Moving on to specifics, we're going to begin talking about the system and hardware requirements for our application. These three items shown were ultimately the backbone behind our application. We constructed a GUI-based application using the programming languages Python and SQL, which we then brought to life using Microsoft SQL Server and a Python library known as tkinter. Only basic system requirements are needed in order to run our application. However, to ensure smooth operation, users must meet the minimum/recommended hardware and software requirements detailed within this slide. However, keep in mind that for those with a larger in-scale dealership, in order to seamlessly take in large loads of data on a day-to-day basis would require a greater amount of memory. The very bare-bones system requirements to run this, however, are very basic. Just about anyone should be able to create a smooth-running application off of our project. For the next portion of our demo, I will now be diving into the specifics of our database design, which involves our entity relationship diagram, our relational logical database diagram, and our application program design. Database design is, essentially, the blueprint behind our application. It exists so that we can create a detailed layout or schema of our application in order to know where to move forward. It consists of three main things: the conceptual design, the logical design, and the physical design. In order to create this, we chose to follow a top-down approach, meaning that we started designing the schema with a higher-level overview of our application's data requirements, and then gradually broke it down with successive refinements. This is further expanded upon with our entity relationship model and, later, our relational schema. For the first part of our ER diagram, we have a collection of entities along with their attributes. The table here to the left is a list of all the entities we have present in our entire diagram, while pictured here on the right is a small example from our overall diagram, showing two entities, customer and appointment, together with their specific attributes. We then expanded our diagram to demonstrate all the interrelationships that connected our entities. Here to the right, again, is the relationship between customer and appointment, titled Books. A customer books an appointment, or an appointment is booked by a customer. Next, we created what is called our relational schema. It stands as a representation of the structure of our relational database, along with each of its associated keys. Here, pictured on the right, is a small snapshot example from our entire relational schema, this time showing the customer and purchase entities. As you can see, customer is a strong entity, meaning that it is able to exist on its own without participating in any relation, Meanwhile, purchase is a weak entity, meaning that it cannot exist on its own and needs to participate in a relationship in order to exist. First and foremost, we need to assign each of these entities a key in order for it to be uniquely identified within its table. As you can see, the customer table has what is called a primary key, and the purchase table has a partial key. This is because purchase is a weak entity. We then added to the purchase table what is known as a foreign key. As you can see, this foreign key was derived from the customer table. A link is now created between these two entities. Additionally, this is what is known as a many-to-many relationship. It can be said that there are many purchases that can be associated with just one customer, but alternatively, there could be many customers who have made the exact same purchase. There are multiple different types of cardinality and relationships, which are all explored further within our relational schema. Finally, we will be moving on to discuss a brief overview of the installation guide for our application. Firstly, our application requires several prerequisites in order to run, as were previously mentioned. Users will be required to install Microsoft SQL Server, as well as Python and its required libraries, in this case, PyODBC. Secondly is the database setup. This involves launching SQL Service Management Studio, restoring the provided database via our included backup file, and updating the database connection settings in the application's configuration file. At this point, you should now be able to access the data in SQL Server. Thirdly, and finally, is deploying the application. Here, you can copy the application source code into your terminal, and you are now ready to run the application. At this point, I have concluded my portion of the demo for our database management system. Next, my partner will continue by showing you the application itself and how it works.
Hi, welcome to the live demo for the car dealership application. First, we're going to show you the database for the car dealership. It has the customer table, which has all the customer details, the purchase for when they buy cars, the service appointments, the service details, which has the information on when they want to make appointments and the details for the service team of what kind of service they're going to do, and the different packages you can buy of the different kinds of service, as well as what vehicles the dealership has. First, we're going to show you the application to buy cars as well as entering the customer information. So first, we're going to start here. We're going to run the application, and here it says the customer details. To save on time, I already typed up the information that we're going to enter in. So first is going to be Tim Drake. And this customer detail table has the first name, the last name, where they live, their email, and the state zip code. And this dealership is located in Illinois. But all the information is random. This is going to take the information and put it into the customer details table. And when we're finished this, we're going to take a look to see that it was added. We have the zip code here, and we're going to click add, and it says it was successfully added. So we're going to go over to the database, and here, Tim Drake, it was added. Now, we're going to purchase a vehicle, but first we need to see what vehicles are available. So we're going to come over here to the vehicle table, and we're going to pick a random car here. So we're going to pick the Honda Accord. It's a pretty simple car. We're going to first put in the customer ID, and we saw where it was automatically added in, and it's 11, and the customer ID was 1. Sorry, the vehicle ID was 1, And we're going to see that the car is sold for $25,000. But we're gonna put that in as how much the car costs. But with all of the tax and the different things you can add to the car, we're gonna say that the car was sold for 30,000. We're gonna add it in, and it says that it was recorded successfully. So we're going to come over here to check it in the purchase table here, and there it is. So we're gonna come out of the first. Next, we're going to go to see when a customer needs to do a service. So we're gonna run this application here. The vehicle ID, as we saw before, was 1, and the customer ID is 11. And it just takes all this information that we have here. So the date, the 21st of December, and it's gonna put this into the service appointment table. But we need to see what kind of a service he's gonna have on the car. So we're gonna go to service appointment, and we're just gonna say that he's having a brake inspection done. So we come here to brake inspection. We put that in here. And we're gonna say the drop-off time, we'll just say that it was 10:30 and the pickup time is 12:30. And we're gonna hit add appointment, and it was added successfully. So next we're going to check to see that it was added. All right, perfect. There we go, brake inspection. So next we're going to, you don't want to clear all the information. We're going to need that for later. For next, we're going to do the service details, and we're going to need the ID, but the appointment ID, and it's 13. And we go with the parts cost. We're going to see how much these things cost. So we're going to check the table here. And for the brakes, it doesn't cost anything, so the parts cost is 0. And the labor cost we saw was 75. So we're going to enter that in. And the service cost was 300. And we're going to need that because it's going to add up all the information in the bill. In the service description here, we're going to look, and obviously it's different than what was added in before. So we're going to add this in right here to replace the brakes and the service start time. The service start time for the service team, we'll have it start at 11 and they'll finish it by 12 so that they can do any cleanup that is needed and have the car ready for 12:30. We're going to hit add service, and it was added here. So we're going to go back to the table and check to see it. And yes, it is right there. It was added to the table. So then we're gonna get to the end of the service, and our customer is going to need a bill. So we're gonna click here with the information already added in. We're gonna hit generate bill, and look here, it has the information here and the service start time and the date right there, and it has the total cost here of the entire service, as well as the service description to tell them what exactly was done on the car. And finally, we are going to have, we are not going to need the database for this part. We're going to look here for the sales. We're going to see the sales statistics, excuse me. And we're going to full screen this, and we're going to need this to see how many cars were sold this year and of what cars, how many of a specific model of a car was sold this year and the profit. So we're going to enter in a random date here. I'm going to put these dates in, and here we go. We have the how much of a car was sold, how much was the profit, the year, make, and the model of each car in the dealership. So that concludes the live demo. We thank you for joining us. for the live demo for the car dealership. Thank you.